Hello, everyone, and good evening. Thank you for joining us on this month's Fireside Chat. My name is Shawnee Harris, and I am the Administrative Assistant here for the Department of Community and Economic Development for the Good Life City of Albany, Georgia. And today, DCED will be presenting some properties that the city owns that will potentially become prosperous neighborhoods. The intention of this presentation today is to entice developers and general constructors to look into the city of Albany, where there is a lot of feasible land ready for new home construction. But first, let me introduce you to the DCED staff and some of our community partners and a few testimonials from citizens of Albany that we have assisted them through our minor repair program. So sit back and enjoy this presentation. Now, during the presentation, you can go ahead and type any comments or question that you may have in the comment section, and someone will answer them for you. And if you don't get an answer right away, it's okay. We will check back momentarily and we will answer your question as soon as possible. So sit back, relax, and enjoy this presentation.
National National Community Development Week provides the opportunity for communities around the country to promote, educate, and advocate on behalf of the Community Development Block Grant Program. Community Development Week showcases subrecipients and beneficiaries. Our goal is to bring awareness and provide instruction for access to services. For the City of Albany's Department of Community and Economic Development, this entire week is about showcasing our community partners, businesses in our local economy, and the citizens who are receiving decent, safe, and affordable housing that is available through CDBG and home program funds. The City of Albany, Georgia's Department of Community and Economic Development views our community partners, businesses in our local economy, and citizens who need access to decent, safe, and affordable housing as our family. This year, our department's personalized CDBG Week's theme is the DCED's Family Matters. Please find and follow us on Facebook at Albany, Georgia Department of Community and Economic Development, and also subscribe to our YouTube channel, COA_DCED, to view the DCED's CDBG Week Family Matters video.
Family is not always defined by blood and DNA. Family is committed to the well-being of all. Family wants to make sure that the needs of others are being met. Family provides a helping hand to others who reach up and out for aid and assistance. Family wants to see everybody thrive. Here at the Department of Community and Economic Development, or DCED as we call ourselves, along with the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development, have a commitment and a responsibility to the betterment of our family. Here at DCED, community matters. Our local economy matters. Decent, safe, and affordable housing matters. But we can show you better than we can tell you what DCED's definition of family is. I hope you enjoy the video that we prepared for you.
Hi, my name is Orson Burchin Jr., and I'm a Community Development Coordinator for DCED. A huge part of DCED is our community. We know that community matters. Go with us on a journey as we introduce you to some of our community partners who have greatly benefited from being a part of the DCED family.
My name is Tiffany Terrell of Heroes for Success, doing business as A Better Way Grocers. So A Better Way Grocers is founded to serve food access in food desert communities that don't have grocery stores, people who don't have transportation. We're able to drive directly into their community, right up to their door, and provide them with food access. Our mobile bus behind us, which you can see, is a 1-hour mobile grocery store. We have over 200 different products people are able to pick from meats, cheese, dairy, dry goods, to be able to create a healthy meal. One of our slogans is driving food into communities for better health. So this was our actually first reimbursement grant that we was able to do, and it was a great learning process. They were all patient with us as far as getting the correct documents in, and just being able to, help assist us along the way with doing the right thing. We know the statistics here in Albany. We know what our people face. We got it down by zip codes, 31701, 31705. It's important that people understand that there's access to good food. So we want people to be able to know that if they see this bus or see anything associated with A Better Way Grocer, that it means better health for our community. We want people to understand. We want people to fully have access to fresh food. We want people to understand that, it's vital that their body gets the nutrients that it needs. And so in doing so, we want to make sure that we are liaisons to getting people to good food. So we want people to associate health issues with foods that they can eat to make it better, their health better. Because of the partnership, we were able to do we were able to give away juicers and blenders, which was major. I mean, the people never knew that you could do such. Like, a lot of people don't have teeth. A lot of seniors don't have teeth. They're missing some, and then being able to have a juicer or a blender to get those nutrients was just, a no-brainer. They never knew that you could blend something up and just get the health benefits of it. Miss Barbara and Miss Evelyn was wonderful. Anytime that I called them, they jumped right in. Messages, emails, just being able to respond quickly, and help me out in a situation, answer a question. No indication that they were tired of me at all. I'm just being able to get something done. I mean, it was just amazing. There was no expectation of you should already know this. Sometimes I felt like Tiffany, you know better. But just being able to have someone to just kind of go through it with you was just phenomenal. DCED is our family.
I'm Diane Rogers, Executive Director of Liberty House of Albany. Liberty House has been in operation for 40 years in Southwest Georgia, and we are a domestic violence program serving victims of domestic violence and their children. Liberty House has many services that we provide, again, focusing on victims of domestic violence. We have an emergency shelter that houses victims that have no safe living alternative. We have a 24-hour crisis line where we have a trained staff member answering calls and responding to victims in need of services at all times. We have an outreach program, a legal advocacy program. We provide domestic violence education to individuals, and we also go into the community and provide prevention and education programs to our youth. We know at Liberty House the only way to really make an impact in the future with the numbers of domestic violence is to teach our youth today. So we're very strong here on our children's programs. When there is someone who is a victim, anyone in our community can be in danger, whether it's that individual's neighbor, whether it is an officer, a police officer responding to a call, whether it is someone that is a coworker. It is a community problem, and as a community, we have to work together. Liberty House has worked with the City of Albany for many years on this problem, and we have partnered in many ways with the city to address the issue of domestic violence. Victims of domestic violence, when they come to us, one of the issues is housing. And years ago, we partnered with DCED to help locate affordable housing for victims working in our programs. DCED has both rapid rehousing program and tenant-based rental assistance program, and we collaborated with them for years in order to locate affordable housing where the individuals we're working with can reestablish a home where they are safe, where they are secure, and where they can establish some sense of financial security and stability. Those two programs help fund rental assistance for victims and their children, and has been a very important partnership that we have had with them in order to get victims in a home. Another partnership that we have with DCED is through the CDBG grant funding. Several years ago, we identified at Liberty House that one of our areas that we needed to improve was in our volunteer programs here at Liberty House and our donation programs. We were getting a significant amount of donations, and we were having people wanting to volunteer but had no structured program. We applied for a grant through CDBG, and that grant funded a donation volunteer coordinator, which we have had in place for 4 years now. And that position helps us to target the donations needed for those that we are serving, so that we're not just getting donations as they're available, but specifically what our clients need. And it also helped to recruit and retain volunteers, as well as train volunteers, so that we can improve the programs that we're providing for victims while they're in our shelter and in our outreach program. For us to address the issues with domestic violence, it takes strong partners for us to do the work that we do. And DCED is part of the Liberty House family, and their programs have significantly helped the victims of domestic violence that we have served at Liberty House.
I'm Cheryl Benson. I'm the Executive Director and CEO with Family Literacy Connection here in Dougherty County. Family Literacy Connection has actually been around since 2002, so we're getting ready to have our 20-year anniversary. We're super excited to be able to hit that pivotal point within our organization, because over the last year, we've really tried to focus in on growing our strategies within our community to be able to partner with the organizations and the families that we're serving. We also have our Child Development Center on site. We have our free after-school program. We have our Parents as Teachers program. And that program, we're actually looking into being able to accept more families into it to be able to serve more, because the need is more here in our community. And as the need rises, we need to be able to serve that number, the number of the population that we have here. We also have GED program on site, which a lot of our city funds winds up funding that GED program. With that GED program is not only a GED hybrid program, we also have a partnership for dual enrollment with Albany Tech as well. So our students have those capabilities of being able to not only be looking at right here, but also being able to grow beyond what they would have ever even imagined if we did not have this partnership with the City of Albany. The funds that we receive through that partnership is something that we literally would not be able to function if we did not have that partnership. It's kind of the bread and butter of part of this organization. If you have a hand and you have multiple fingers on that hand, if you take off one of those fingers, you're not going to have a whole hand. So it's what helps us function. It's what helps us keep our doors open. Also the resources, not only tangible resources, but support resources of networking opportunities, as well as getting able to know the people within the different organizations with the City of Albany to be able to help prosper all the different programs. I said 5 a while ago because we're in the works of getting our 6th program off the ground, which is we're now the Prevent Child Abuse Georgia Dougherty County chapter. And so that's going to be a whole nother partnership right there that we're going to be able to help reduce the child abuse and neglect rates here in Dougherty County. And we're going to be able to do that through education, literacy, parenting, having a holistic approach to where not only if you're single, but if you're a parent, grandparent, or anything, you're not going to be able to be self-sufficient, stable, or successful unless you have a completely holistic approach. And over a 20-year progress and hitting that pivotal point, we're now able to hit that point, hit that one stage where we're able to completely handle the entire family we've always done that, but now you're able to expand to be able to better serve. We'd love to actually be able to expand in on that relationship, because as the community opens up more under the new community guidelines, and I say new meaning we're having to adjust to being COVID friendly everywhere. So there's going to be I think there's going to be a whole group of needs that are going to be able to, that are actually going to arise from being able to open up. And because of that, and because of the continued partnership, we're actually going to be able to serve those families. One of the best things is the family environment with DCED and that family relationship, because it's hard to be able to focus in on families if you're not actually housing that family relationship within where you work at. So the relationship that we have with DCED is super special, and we're looking forward to being able to expand with that and the services that we offer within our community.
My name is Alvita Swain. I'm the Executive Director of Strive to Thrive. Okay, the vision and mission of Strive to Thrive is to empower Albany's impoverished families to move towards self-sufficiency. And the way that we do that is we use every available resource to include people as well, because what we found out is relationships are so very important, and the ability to develop those relationships with middle-class individuals who circle around our families, as well as other partners and organizations such as the City of Albany, DCED, it allows families to grow. It transforms lives, but it also ends cycles of generational poverty. We look at the City of Albany, DCED, it's more like a marriage. And it's a perfect marriage, because one of the things that we know is so very important for people to be self-sufficient is that their basic needs are met. So safe and affordable housing is very, very important. So our partnership has allowed us to be able to do that for not only our families that are a part of Strive to Thrive, but so many other families in the community. And one of the things that we are so excited about is we're not just giving people housing, we're giving them a hand up. We're breaking transgenerational cycles. We're not only teaching people how to fish, but we're teaching them how to own the pond, and it's amazing. DCED is definitely a family, and the reason for that is that we don't feel like we're just an administrator of a program, because we can call on any of the staff and they're always there for us. Not only that, there's so much encouragement, and we just appreciate everything that they do, not just with the funding, not just with the opportunity, but the genuineness of the staff members.
I'm Kimberly Brooks, your Community Development Planner. Homeownership is an integral part of all of our lives here in the City of Albany. The City of Albany has several rental properties as well as a home ownership program that you can take advantage of today. Today we're going to take a journey throughout the city to visit some of our rental property residents as well as some homeowners who have been through the home ownership program.
Moved in here, it was joy, because I felt like my mission had been accomplished. I had did everything that they told me to do, because if you want something out of life, I was speaking to my wife on that this morning. A lot of times we get comfortable where we at. And if we don't make that move to get what we want out of life, then we always be stuck. I don't want to be stuck in the same position all the time, because I want to be able to make progress. I want to be able to make strive for my kids, to let them know there's more to life than just paying other people's to live somewhere. So after I did everything I needed to do, and I just felt good, I still feel good today, because I'm a homeowner. I've been here, since 2004. That's about, 17, almost 18 years. And I just thank God for it, I'd be able to take advantage of the program, because it's a very good program, So I believe it is. If we take advantage of it, if you work the program, it'll work for you. If it wasn't for you all being in place And see, you don't have everybody that'll help you do stuff. You don't have everybody to walk you through things. And see, if I wouldn't have had you guys to walk me through this, I might have wound up in another mobile home, you know. But I had you guys, thank God for you guys being there to walk me through this, showing me that I could become a homeowner. So, I'm just happy.
I'm Miss Wavy Gooden. In order for me to get flood insurance, I had to have my house upgraded. So just one day, out of the blue, she called and she said, well, Miss Good, you remember when you called me about that program? I said, yeah. She said, well, we got some funds available. I said, good. So sure enough, they started, I should have got them dates. They came out and they started, everything went fine. They had to okay it, and I had to check off the list. They cleaned up after they got through, because it was in order. I would have had to pay it myself, but after they had that program, that made me, get flood insurance. But other than that, I appreciate it, and they was real nice about it. She had Mr. Massey had a crew that was working with her, but they came and cleaned up, and he made sure the guys did the job right. So I think it went real good. I was satisfied with the service. I kept thanking her because she looked out for me, because she could have easily got somebody else. So she told me that the program they had came through, and I told her, yeah, I appreciate that. I'm still interested in it, and we went for that. And then she made sure she checked and everything. So she gave me paperwork and pictures of the work they did, and I think they did a good job. DCED is my family. Everybody, even the contractors and her was nice, and they was prompt about what they was doing.
Do you remember back in the late 80s and 90s, there was a political campaign manager that had this slogan when talking about how business affects everything in our lives. He said it this way. He said, "It's the economy, stupid." I think he was onto something, like everything in our lives as it pertains to the city, state, or even the nation, it really revolves around the state of our economy, right?
Right. The economy does matter. Businesses are a part of our lives. They create jobs. Without job creation, the economy is doomed.
We want to invite you on this journey to see how DCED impacts local businesses right here in the city of Albany, because we know the economy matters.
Today we're inside of Albany Auto Glass, and we're gonna hear from the owners about this awesome business here in the city of Albany.
I'm Larry Robinson, and this is my wife, Teresa Robinson. We call her Faye around here. We own Albany Auto Glass, we own Albany Auto Trim, and we own All About Glass here in Albany, Georgia. And we've been in business since 1997, working on 26 years now, and trying to make the best out of every bit of it. We actually have all three businesses here at 404 West Roosevelt Avenue. We're right here in downtown Georgia, or downtown Albany. We do custom trim on automobiles, carpet, custom seat covers, headliners, anything to do with the interior. And then we offer auto glass. We do windshields, door glasses, back glasses, window regulators, anything to do with auto glass on a vehicle. We do big trucks. We put windows in anything that'll move, basically. And now that we've started All About Glass, we're getting into the commercial side. So we can do houses, we can do storefronts. If you want a piece of glass cut for your kitchen table, we can do that now. So.
Has our contributions been helpful to your business?
One thing I'll say is with the city, being a small business owner in this world, in this economy, the hardest thing for a small business to do is to find funding, to find somebody that'll help them, that'll back them. You can walk into a bank and you can show a bank that you're turning $500,000 a year. But if you don't have the collateral to put up, they're just not going to give you any money.
Right.
So having somebody like the city that'll sit down and go over your books, look at what you're doing, and see that you putting your heart and soul into it, and that you're making money. You know what I mean? And to step up and help businesses like us. I mean, we have went in the last 3 years from about a 1,300 square foot shop over on Flint Avenue to a 13,000 square foot shop here at Roosevelt, and acquired 2 more businesses in the last 3 years, all because of the city saying, look, we're going to help you a little bit here. And I mean, it's meant the world to us. We've learned a lot. She's learned a ton, Miss Barbara helping her and signing her with classes and all, but we try to run our business in that same motto. We want all of our employees to feel like family, you know what I mean? We try to be a family business we're a family, you know what I mean? We might not be blood relatives, but we're all here, we're all family, and I'm pretty sure every one of our employees will tell you the same thing. That's what and every other business or customer that we have in town, we try to treat them like family. I mean, so it goes all the way down.
I'm Nadine Bird, CEO and founder of Destiny for You. My organization is counseling, and we have a nonprofit, which is just reaching out into the community and helping people to grow. My biggest clientele is in family violence. We have men and women that we facilitate groups. 90% of my clients is mandated from the courts. So we're just working on helping them get to the next level. When I moved to Albany, I didn't know where I was going or what I was going to do. I came here because of family violence, and I was told that there was nobody here that was registered under the state of Georgia. So I started doing that. When I got here, I had all this business and nowhere to conduct business. So I started out at a little church, working there, and then after that I went to the library. And you're not really supposed to have so many people in the library. So my group was growing. So someone told me about micro business enterprise, and I'm a new person in business. So they were really helpful in getting me into knowing how to do business. I have grown tremendously as a businesswoman. So even though my major in college was business administration, there's still some things there that you need somebody to hold your hand with while you walk through it. So they have really helped me tremendously. And even with finances after COVID, it's been like a friendship. Getting to know everybody here and the networking and all that. So it's been like a friendship, but a business, professional friendship.
My name is Jamie Ginter, and I'm one of the owners of Inbound Gymnastics. We opened in July of 2005, and we've been in business now 17 years. We have served the Albany area during that time in outreach programs, as well as programs here at our facility. We have a competitive team that competes throughout Georgia, Florida, all over the United States actually. And then we also have our rec program and our preschool program, which starts out as soon as they can walk. They can join a gymnastics class. We also have tumbling and ninja classes for boys. So when we were applied for the program with DCED, goodness, that was a grant that we received from them in order to help our business during COVID. If it wasn't for that grant, we probably wouldn't be open. We were behind in rent for 3 or 4 months. We'd only been in this building for a year and a half, and then COVID hit. Wow. We were just getting our numbers back up because we had flooded previously at our other location, which hindered our move to here. But once we moved here, we finally got things going, then COVID hit. And that was really hard to deal with, not knowing where the money would come from. But I had a great landlord at the time, and he gave us grace, and I told him as soon as I had the money, I would pay him. And, he just let us continually, go month to month, and we would pay if we could, and then he would let us go. But the grant that I received from the city allowed me to keep my doors open because it caught us up on rent. It made it possible for us to open our doors back up after COVID. I just think about what would have happened had we not got that money. We probably wouldn't be here. And gave us the time to recover from COVID and then look forward to growing our program, a little bit at a time. Everybody came back at different times from COVID, so it was a gradual process, but I finally feel like now we're at limits, we're hitting full classes, and that's just a good feeling. Yeah, absolutely. If it hadn't been for them, stepping in, I had a lot of kids that were so upset that they weren't able to come, and COVID was hard for everybody, but it really allowed us to bring my family back together is what it allowed us to do. And I'm forever thankful to the city for even having the program and even making it available to us, because if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have my family back together again.
DCED our family.
Okay, everyone. Now that you have gotten to know some of our local partners and local businesses here in Albany that we have assisted, and even you even heard from some fellow citizens and what we do for DCED. What I'm going to do now is take you on a tour of our subdivision and some developments and some of DCED's proud projects. These are properties located right off of Story Road and the RV Road division. What you are about to see is vacant lands and homes that were built by our department. I mean, beautiful home, nestled in quiet neighborhoods, minutes away from downtown. Take a look at these areas. They might be familiar to you, so look closely. You might just see where you would like to make your next home, or maybe even build your next home. Check it out. You're going.
Good evening. You have just witnessed or experienced some of the awesome work that DCED has been privileged to participate in, from working with our public service providers to working with our business owners, with working with individual residents that are looking to own their own homes. And then once that has taken place, we're so proud of the work that was done following the flood. But the work was not completed because we had a couple of subdivisions there that were completed, which was Hampton East, and also the neighborhood 1 homes in 2 blocks there. There's 2 homes left to go in there, and plans are to build those 2 homes shortly. And then in neighborhood 2, which is where Mary Young Cummings Park is located, there's a great opportunity for us to complete those homes as well, because that area was set up for homes to be built. All the infrastructure is in, but for various reasons, that subdivision was not completed. The park was put in, and you can see from the pictures, it's a beautiful park with the crepe myrtles all around it, beautiful walking area around it. So that will be a beautiful community. And then, of course, the River Road subdivision down in South Albany, just before you get to the county line on Story Road, is nestled back in a very, very quiet part of South Albany. And a number of homes were built following the flood. And again, for various reasons, that subdivision was also not completed. So altogether, with some of the other areas that we did not get a chance to show you, we have over 400 vacant parcels throughout East and South Albany that can be made available for new home construction. We also have areas that can be made available for multifamily construction as well. In the River Road subdivision, we have approximately 114 lots, and you saw a lot of that in the slideshow, where all the vacant land that was shown before you got to the homes that were there. So all of those are ready to be built on. So we are making plans to do that. So how are we doing that? We are reestablishing partnerships with those who worked with DCED both after the flood and here lately. Those contractors and developers that have indicated that they would want to participate with our affordable housing effort. As you know, affordable housing is one of the biggest problems facing the entire country, not just Albany. So there are so many families that are cost burdened who cannot afford the rent that are out there now on the private market. So we have to start to create both single family and multifamily housing at an affordable rate, so that those families will be able to afford either to own their own home or to get into a rental that they can afford, because housing related expenses should not be more than 30% of your gross income. But we have residents that are paying as much as 50 and 60% of their gross income just to find a decent, safe, and affordable place to live. There are other tools that we have available. Part of the presentation talked about our CDBG and our home fund and our home programs that provide funding for new home construction, rehabilitation. And again, we are working closely with larger developers because the city cannot build the housing that's needed. We have to partner with other nonprofit developers like the Albany Housing Authority, who's developing their separate development arm, Habitat for Humanity, and other private sector builders who have seen the need for affordable housing construction and are not altogether profit oriented. So we are working hard. We are recreating or reestablishing those relationships that we can now begin to collaborate. We are working with our financial institutions to see which one of those or one or more of those are willing to partner with us in providing mortgage financing. And we have our own tools available that can help make housing affordable for our residents. So we're asking you to, all of you that are seeking to own a home, to come and talk to our housing counselors. They will begin to work with you in order to get you prepared for home ownership. And we have a staff here that's willing, ready, and able to assist you in any way possible. For the nonprofit builders, we have a community housing development program, or you're able to certify as what we call a CHODO, Community Housing Development Organization, where home funds can be provided for you to build one or more homes. So come and, if you're interested, come and see us to become a certified CHODO so that we can make these funds available to you that are being provided to us by the Department of Housing and Urban Development. We are a federally funded agency, and all of our funding is geared toward creating sustainable communities, both on the housing side and on the business side. So again, I urge you as business owners or potential homeowners, developers, contractors, we're open for business, and we are ready to work with you, collaborate with you, and do a service to our community. I thank you all for tuning in tonight. And if there are any questions in the chat, we'll be more than happy to address those questions. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. John, for that. That was Mr. John D. Horton. He is the Director of the Department of Community and Economic Development. And Mr. John is always on hand to answer any question that you guys might have pertaining to new development. As I said in the first piece, we are excited about projects that we have coming to the Albany area. And we would just like to get all the general contractors on board, developers, all of our architects out there that are looking to build these multifamily homes. We are here to provide to you anything that you need. And just to make this Albany, the good life city, back to that, the good life city. And we're going to embark, DCED is going to embark on a major project, and we're going to have beautiful homes where you can call your forever home, whether you're a new family or maybe you want to downsize. This is where you can start. You can make that dream happen here in the city of Albany. Again, thank you guys for joining in on our fireside chat for May 19th, 2022. Continue to be safe. Take care of everyone out there. Love each other. And I'll see you guys next time for the next DCED Fireside Chat which is going to be the third Thursday in June. And again, just like what Mr. John said, we will be talking about CHODOs, and that is getting developers CHODO certified in order to build developments and new homes right here in Albany. My name is Shawnee, and I want to thank you guys for joining us. Have a good night.